Really?
My name is Jaima Businger, and my role will be to act as an informative administrator, and my audience's role will be to be the businessmen and women learning about the contextual and nonverbal communication differences in Mexico. I wish to thank you all for attending the seminar on the contextual and nonverbal differences of Mexico. As you know, we here at Cornucopia have a majority of our business transactions with Mexico. Last year, Mexico virtually bought 100% of their corn imports from the United States, with the majority coming from our company. In order for our company to continue exporting corn to this major consumer, we rely heavily on excellent and steadfast relationship with Mexico. This seminar will inform you on the business practices of Mexico, their negotiation styles, the inner workings of a Mexican business, acceptable business appearances in Mexico, as well as the suitable behavior when upon meeting. The way business is performed in the United States varies greatly from the Mexican culture. Being aware of the contextual differences will allow employees of Cornucopia to be able to conduct business transactions with our Mexican businessmen smoothly. The normal business day runs from Monday through Friday and they usually start around 9 and run until 5 o'clock. Usually around 2 p.m. they go for a lunch, and then the lunch usually lasts between 2 hours or so. Most business transactions take place during breakfast or lunch. Those usually start between 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m., and those usually last 2 to 3 hours also. If you are having a lunch, we'll start around 2, and when the meal comes to an end, it is very impolite to not pay if you were the one to suggest the business transaction. It is very customary. If they say, would you like to have lunch, then they pay for it. But if it was you, you should cover the tip. Their negotiation style is also different. And the main difference occurs in the business cycle on business communications. When they say yes, it could mean no, and no could mean maybe. Also, in the Mexican culture, it is very impolite to turn someone down face to face. Only in situations where they have little and absolutely no interest in the deal is it pretty common for people to refuse to take your calls. And they always do it with a polite lie. They will be like, well, I'm busy at the moment, or I'll think about the situation and get back to you. It's the don't call us, we'll call you syndrome that they have. So just keep in mind that if they offer a business transaction, that don't immediately, if you're not interested, don't immediately say no to their face. The inner workings of a Mexican business. This differs greatly within the United States. In Mexico, the concept of work and leisure time differs. When our team negotiates, we must keep in mind that time and planning also differ. Down in Mexico, they prefer more leisure time, and they don't worry about deadlines or anything else. They think money is used for enjoying life, and they tend to shy away from competition within the workplace. They are more friendlier and rely more on the harmony in the workplace and everything. Also, when you negotiate, if they're late on the deadlines, don't think that differently. They are normally, oh, I'll get it done when I get it done. They're not too worried about when and what time they have to get it done. Acceptable business appearances in Mexico. Looking successful is a great deal of importance in the business world, especially in Mexico. The more professional and well-groomed one looks, the higher the social status and intelligence level that they appear. Men should wear a conservative dark suit and tie. The suit should be of custom cut and color, preferably like gray or navy paired with a white or blue shirt. Normally, in more formal occasions, a white shirt is customary rather than a blue. Women are advised to wear conservative dress paired with a blouse or skirt. A suit is allowed, but for the most part, women wear blouses and skirts of nothing too extravagant. Also, they should keep in mind not to wear too low or revealing clothing because they find that highly rude and not acceptable. When working with a business plan, you have to also keep in mind the behavior in which you're doing. Upon first meeting, men should shake hands upon arriving and leaving, and if they're meeting female for the first time, they should wait for the female to offer them their hand, and if they take it first, that's considered rude. Women may shake hands with men and other women. However, it is more customary for women to take a pat on the shoulder or forearm or kiss on the cheek. Another difference that arises in the behavior is they tend to talk at a personal, close level, and here in the United States, we're not usually customary to that. Men will, touch your forearm and, have body language with them. And if you take a step back from that, they consider that very offensive. It is recommended not to stand with one's hands on your hips, for this is a sign of anger. Also, it is rude to stand with hands in your pockets. It means like you're not paying attention to them and you have your mind on other things. Also, hand gestures have different meanings in Mexico than what we have in the United States. For example, we use the hand gesture "come here" frequently. Well, in Mexico, that's more provocative, like "come here," And they recommend, to do it like this. Also, it is recommended just to watch your fingertips or hand gestures because they're not usually they're more touchy-feely people. And then, as you can see, there's a vast differences that arise in the contextual and nonverbal communication styles concerning the way businesses ran in Mexico. We here at Cornucopia rely on our ability to communicate smoothly with our businessmen from Mexico so that our company will continue to perform business transactions effectively. Acknowledging these differences and being prepared with strong communication skills will allow our company to maintain a strong and steadfast relationship that will allow freely conversing about business transactions without anybody getting offensive or anything. Thank you for taking the time and attending this informative seminar. If you have any questions regarding what we have discussed, do not hesitate to email or drop by my office. I'd be gladly to answer any that arise.